Hey y'all, this is Toya. You tuned in to Healthy Talks and Walks with Toya, where we are generational curse breakers that are growing in the uncomfortable. So hey y'all, real quick, we're going to go into season. Remember, I'm doing reason, season, lifetime. So real quick, season pretty much is like a certain period of time. In the natural, we generally refer to season like summer, winter, spring, and fall, right? And sometimes that's like 2 or 3 months, or you'll say half a year or something like that. Well, I don't know any season that lasts more than about 2 or 3 months, especially here in Florida, child. Our seasons change so frequently, all you need to do is wait a day or two and it's gonna be something else. But for the sake of conversation, seasons generally change every 2 or 3 months or something like that, right? However, I would like to just put out there for food for thought, seasons are different when it comes to the things of God. Right? So I always frequently talk about the fact that I worked at the prison, right? And when I was there for 14 years. Do you realize that for me, that was a season that I was there? So look how long that is. 14 years was a season that I was there. And now I've been gone for almost 2 years. So now I'm in a new season of life, right? So it kind of like I was thinking on what scriptures kind of go with that. So the first thing that comes to my mind is Ecclesiastes 3:1, which says that there is an appointed time for everything under the sun. It said an appointed time and season for everything under the sun. So therefore, I would encourage you guys to read that whole thing, because it's an appointed time for somebody to live and an appointed time for people to die. An appointed time for joy and an appointed time for sorrow. So with that being said, when we're moving from different seasons to seasons in our life, I can remember a time where I was a part of a group. And I was a part of that group like super heavy, right? But as things shifted in my life, my season to be there doing as much as I was doing, that sort of shifted for me, right? So then I had to go on and I did what I needed to do at that time. Now I'm coming back into a time where I have a little bit more time to maybe offer that group. But for a minute, I was, I couldn't do it, right? The next thing comes to my mind, again, I always like to do first natural, then spiritual. The next scripture that comes to my mind is 2 Peter 3:8. And it talks about there's a 1,000 years is like a day with the Lord. And a day is like 1,000 years. Basically meaning he is outside of our time. Here in earth, we generally put a time frame on things to try to make it make sense to us. But if he's outside of time and 1,000 years is like a day and a day is like 1,000 years, that pretty much says to us that our season and his time and season is completely different. So sometimes we have to look at this and think about this when we're in a waiting season, right? Because I know for me, child, I'd be like, Lord, now it's been a couple years. Okay, it's been 3 years, 4 years. Like I said, I was there 14 years, right? And then I'm like, okay, so now it's time to go. So with that being said, 1,000 days is like a day to him. 1,000 years is like a day. And so just wanted to encourage you guys that during different seasons of your life, that relates to relationships as well. When you have friends that you've been friends with for 20 years and it's like, okay, I'm so used to them and things like that. But if they no longer serve you or you no longer serve them, that means that season is up. Again, doesn't have to be a negative thing. It just means that season is up, and so you're moving into a new season. And so in moving into a new season, again, to fully grab a hold of what's new or what's present, we have to let go of what was and what is past. And so I just want to encourage you guys. I hope you are encouraged during this season piece. Come back for a lifetime. This is Toya signing out. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share, because it may bless somebody else.